Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of I Live for This Review with me, Trinity the Tuck, and this bitch,
Chantel Sparkle.
And today we're reviewing episode 3 of Drag Race UK season 6. And I'm a little conflicted with this episode, but we'll get into it. We will get into it.
Why? We need to get into it.
We will. There's drama, there's looks, there's
That's good. They're not to be conflicted about.
Oh, I'm conflicted, honey.
I'm ready.
Okay, so the girls are sitting around the sofa congratulating Lil on their win. Lavoie asks Chanel how she feels about not winning since she made Lil's outfit, and Chanel says she's glad it didn't go to Marmalade.
No. Didn't go to Lil.
No, she said she's just glad, she's happy for Lil. She's just glad that the win didn't go to Marmalade because there was a battle between Marmalade and
I misheard what she said because when she said it, she's like, I am glad. I would have rathered it go to Marmalade than Lil.
No,
that's what I thought she said.
No.
And I was like, oh, that's shady.
No, she said basically she's saying she's not threatened by Lil. It's a non-factor that she won, and she's happy that Lil won because she actually made the outfit. That's what she said. It's a battle between Chanel and Marmalade.
Which I think she's making this battle out of nothing because Marmalade's like, bitch, I'm not competing with you.
Well,
she made it clear.
What I feel like is Chanel is very insecure. She's very insecure. There's two things. She's very competitive and she's very insecure. And she's very insecure because Marmalade is really polished and good.
Yeah. And she's a good actress. So I think that there's a lot more things that play into this factor than just fashion. And you can tell because even in the first episode, she was like, I'm going to walk around and I want to see what everybody's wearing. That's a red flag, bitch. You are
toxic, insecure. Honey. Toxic, sweetie. Toxic. But we love it. We love to see it. We love the drama.
Give it to us.
All this drama with Chanel. It seems one-sided though. Nobody else feels as bothered. Chanel is obviously competition, but girl, that's the thing. If you're competition, you don't have to go around being so dramatic because you're going to prove yourself regardless.
Do you think though, okay, so if you were on an episode with her, do you think she would be competition?
With me, no. But
why?
Because
what do you think is not competition about her against you?
I just think that and this is not me being shady, I just think that I would obliterate her in most challenges.
Yeah, I personally don't think that she's like the greatest at like being funny or acting.
I thought she's fine.
Yeah, she's not the greatest.
I think she's great. She's great at being a seamstress.
But I'm saying though that like when it comes to competition, she ain't the sharpest knife in.
No, she's not a Shea Coulee. She's not a Monet Exchange. She's not a Jinx Monsoon for me.
Yeah.
Oh, let me turn that off.
Like I even think I would slay her.
I definitely think you would slay her.
Yeah. Like the sewing, she'd probably do well as far as construction. Like it would probably look like something that she got a pattern from and it would look amazing. But the fit probably wouldn't be there because even with the other costumes that she's made, they're somewhat ill-fitted. And I feel like I would make something super fitted. And also with the acting, I feel like I could give them more than what she's giving.
But I will say she is competition. She is good and she's doing great, sweetie. You're doing great, sweetie.
She's doing good, but I feel like she's kind of making a situation bigger than what it is.
Wow.
You said that.
She's reading the doll. You can't read the doll. You can't read the doll. So RuPaul comes in and stirs the drama with airing dirty laundry game. So they have to basically, the contestants have to basically match up the different laundry items that have phrases that describe one of their competitors, and they pick who that word describes.
Which I love shit like this.
Girl, it's so crazy.
It's very much like, you know, when they go on the runway and they're like, tell us who you think should go home. It's very that.
Yeah. I mean, it is because you're basically telling the competitors who you
What you
think
really think.
yeah, who you think is competition for you, who you think is not competition, who you think's going home, who you think's a bitch, all
Yeah,
the stuff.
I live.
It was like wow, okay.
But you know what? If they gave me all the t-shirts, I'd be like, at least I'm the most talked about.
Girl, right? And I want to point out that Lavoie got a hat that says big headed, and she turned it into merch. And you can actually buy that hat from her that says big headed and Lavoie on the back. And it's a replica of the hat that she got on the show. And I'm not sure where you could buy it, but go check out her Instagram because I know I saw it there.
Yeah.
I think
Marketing
that's
genius.
genius.
Yeah, marketing.
Genius. Turning something that could be a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really
Well, you
good.
know, she's a businesswoman, honey.
She is. She is. She is. So the Maxi Challenge is to act in parodies of rom-coms from the UK. There's two groups. The first one is 40 Funerals and a Wedding. And that group is Chara, Dita, Marmalade, Octavia, and Kiki. The second group is Hate Actually, and that's Zahara, Kyron, Lil, Chanel, Lavoie, and Relisa.
Yes.
And during this acting challenge, I really want to know, why is everybody's natural hair showing? Literally, girl,
This is like
everyone's natural hair is showing underneath these wigs. Like where they're not, like wig caps
or tape.
or tape or so, like what is
I
happening?
do understand though. Like I was like, bitch, if I take my head and I had to film that long, I would get a huge headache.
Okay.
And when I get a headache, I literally
Would you
shut
rather
down.
get a headache and look great, or not, or maybe still get a headache and look busted? Because girl, these girls look like a busted
they
can
could
of
have
biscuit.
they could have did a little headband.
I mean, it was just terrible. I mean, like you literally see Releases is coming out, Zahara's is coming out, Chanel's
And I
is
was
the
like,
worst.
and Chanel,
I
bitch,
was like,
she's
what
the
is
most polished.
happening?
Yeah.
It's just not it, sweetie. It's just not, it was not good. And I was like, the polish is being removed right now.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just not.
Which, you know, if they were trying to do it to be funny,
It wasn't funny.
funny.
It wasn't funny.
No.
I wasn't getting it. It didn't come across that way. It looked unpolished and not good. Remember details, honey.
Yep.
It's time for the runways, and RuPaul's silhouette is last week's look. So if you look, I don't know if anybody's caught this, but at the beginning, when they're like doing the flashes behind her and there's no spotlight on her, as she first walks out, you see the silhouette of RuPaul. And girl, they used a clip from last week's episode. It's the silhouette is her last week's episode look.
Girl, when I was watching it, until you clocked it, I immediately thought, I was like, are we watching last week's episode?
I mean,
and then it happened so quick that I was like, oh, we're watching. And then you're like, wait a minute. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, the first time I watched the episode, I didn't clock that.
Same.
It was, but watching this for the second time, I was like, oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, it was gaggy. It's almost
Come
like
on, World of Wonder having a misstep, sweetie.
they're pushing this shit out quick.
Girl, they said, clock the T, bitch. Keep it pushing.
Gag.
But
she's in this printed gown though, and it looks like, you know what it almost reminds me of?
What?
Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, kind of.
You know what I mean? Like all the prints and stuff. It's really, really cute. I like it. The only thing that I feel like I would have changed was probably the hair. I feel like the hair was giving kind of old school drag, which, you know, I love being an old school motherfucking drag queen. But it's all about styling.
It's giving Lavoie, but in white.
Yes.
You know, Lavoie would wear this in red hair.
I love Lavoie's drag, you know what I mean? But there has to be a time and place for wearing this type of wig. And I think that if she would have done something a little bit more edgy, I think it would have looked more fashion forward.
Yeah. This is the reason why I think this is happening is I know that RuPaul is no longer working with, I think his name was Curtis, which was her hairstylist a couple of seasons ago. I don't know who's styling her hair now, but it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like what she was having a couple of years ago. What do you get the look?
I gave this a good pussy just because it wasn't bad. I just, like I said, changed the hair. I also didn't really care for the eye makeup. I felt like it was a little much. because of like everything else going on, but I still liked it.
I like the look. It is would I wear the look? No. But what I like about it is that it's different than some of her other looks. And for a minute there, I felt like Zaldi had run out of ideas. So this is something new and fresh for
Well,
her.
he might have ran out of fabric and used scrap.
Hey, and if he did, fierce work, mama.
Yeah.
You say you don't like all the makeup. I like the makeup. She's a drag queen. It's multiple colors. We don't usually see RuPaul in a bunch of bright makeup.
Yeah.
So it was refreshing. Again, I really like it. Good pussy.
Yep. Next we have Michelle, and we're gonna judge Michelle. We always do this thing where we all
Is it an old lady or is it a pop star?
Yeah. And so for me, I thought this was pop star down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to me, this reminded me of like an 80s rock singer or pop singer. Very God, what's his name? He just passed away. He used to wear orange hair. David Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
Very David Bowie stylish. Loved it.
Yeah. Same.
Gave it a great pussy.
I think she looks incredible. I think
star.
it looks young. It's definitely pop star.
Love this like fire like slice of fabric that's just covering her boob.
Yeah.
It's fierce.
And her tattoos are just peeping through.
Yeah.
She's got on that what is it? Calf high, knee high boot.
Yeah.
Really cool. I really like it.
Edgy, honey.
Edge of 17. The runway theme is New Romantics, and if you don't know what that is, definitely Google it.
I'll just read it.
Yeah, read it.
So I had to look it up too because before I judged, I was like, New Romantics. There's a Taylor Swift song called New Romantics. So I was like, I don't know. I was confused. So I looked it up and it says New Romantics were a youth culture that emerged in the early 1980s. The culture was characterized by the over-the-top dressing and synth-driven pop music. It was a reaction to and development of the pump and new wave movements that came before it. The New Romantics were influenced by fashion designers Jane Kahn, Patti Bell, Helen Robinson. The movement's mainstream emergence coincided with Vivienne Westwood's quote unquote pirate collection. And so I looked up Vivienne Westwood's pirate collection, and some of these looked really close to it. Yeah. But I still feel like it missed the mark on some of them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go into details. I feel like even with I think pretty much all of them, not all of them, but pretty much all of them, did give us the theme.
Yeah.
But to me, again, details. Was it drag enough?
A level of drag.
Yeah, was it the level that we need from RuPaul's Drag Race? So let's get into it. Let's pull up the looks on drag.looks. Go follow them.
First, we're going to start with Charity.
Charity.
I always say Charity because that's what she is on Instagram. And when I look, I'm like, Charity. It's Charity. And she's in this red all bodysuit that is like, what do they call the bodysuits that's like an all body, like covers the face and everything?
That's like a face bikini.
Yeah.
It's very club kid.
Exactly. Like that's literally what I thought. So
it doesn't give me pirate though.
It don't, but that's really not, I think, what they mean exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's different things that are kind of chaotic about that.
Yeah.
That I think what goes with it. But tell us what you think since you already said that.
Well, whenever I was looking up New Romantics for examples, so I knew how to judge this properly, this doesn't give me that theme exactly. It gives me more like devil or chicken or something like that. I do think it's creative. I like the texture of everything.
It looks rich.
I do like it. But for the theme, it missed the mark for me. But I do like it. So if it was within the theme for my taste, I would have said good pussy. But today, just because I think that it missed the mark, I'm gonna say hit it and quit it.
Shit. Well, for me, I thought it's giving very club kid. It's giving very Suzanne Barsh on top. You know, the kids love to dress up crazy there. Very party monster. I liked it. For me, I can't say if it did go with the theme, but it sounded like it did. Like it's very crazy and over the top.
Well, if you look at everybody else's comparatively, this was like a full departure.
Yeah.
Like totally different style than everybody else's.
Yeah, I still loved it. So I
Yeah.
gave it great pussy.
Okay.
Next up, we have Kyran Thrax, and she's in this like weird silhouette that just looks like an oversized trench coat with a little, what are these things called?
Ascot.
An ascot with this oversized lilac pinup, or not pinup, button up shirt with like all this fabric on the bottom. What do you think of this?
I don't get this. This is maybe this is my own personal taste. Maybe it's a little too fashion. I never claim to be a fashion queen. I always say I'm a fashion costume queen. To me, this might be too direct off the runway for me, and
Yeah.
y'all already know I don't like that.
Yeah, because you think about it, sometimes those runway looks, they look cool just for the runway. But when you put it on an actual designer, or not a designer, but an actual like
Drag
celebrity
queen.
or a celebrity,
Yeah.
it looks a mess on the red carpet.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of these looks.
Another thing that bothers me too is the hair is kind of too current. And I am a little over this style makeup. I think Michelle gave Kyron great advice with wanting to see something different and to switch it up. And I hope that Kyron takes that advice, at least for some of the runways, so it shows diversity, because I think that's super important when you're competing with Drag Race. Although this is not my style, I do think that she has a point of view with her drag, and I do like that. It is at least interesting to see. So for that, even though I don't like it, I'm gonna say hit it and quit it.
That's pretty much what I gave it. I gave it a hit and quit it. I liked the makeup and the hair by itself. You know what I mean? And then the look by itself, it just didn't go together. There was a disconnect. But all in all, it don't make sense for me. But I gave it a hit and quit it just because it was unique.
Yeah. And again, this is just our opinions. You can have your own opinion. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You're allowed to love it. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Marmalade, and she's in this like pink.
It's all pastels.
Yeah, it's all pastels. It's giving very David Bowie.
This to me is when I looked up what New Romantic's style was, this is exactly what I would expect.
And it's giving drag.
And the makeup is on point to that time period. The hair is on point to that time period.
Mm-hmm.
The look, and she made this herself, girl. Like, she made this herself, so there's really no excuse for anybody.
Yeah.
I thought this was amazing. Girl, Marmalade is yet to disappoint me on this runway.
Yeah.
I think she is incredible. She's very talented. She's very detailed. And I'm really liking this. This was a great pussy for me.
Great pussy for me too. The hair was fierce. When she had said that she took all the toys from like this thing and then she spray painted them, I'm like, that's drag.
Yeah, that's
drag, bitch.
Yeah.
Everything about this was just so cool. I like the fabric. Great pussy, period.
Yep.
Next up, we have Lil, and she's in this pirate-inspired costume. I'll give you my opinion. I didn't really get it when she walked out.
Yeah.
Also, the makeup was like super red. And like when the light hit it, it almost hit me it hit it in a weird way where I was like, does this even match her like look and stuff? The fabric also looked a little cheap and ill-fitted. The hat was a little frumpy. All in all, I think I gave this a where did I put it? I gave this a bad pussy.
Yeah, I will say that looking at her, she is within the theme. Like, I can identify that it is within the theme. I like aspects of this. I like the bottom of the skirt. I think that texture and the ripple of the puffiness, and it's all layered, looks really cool. I think that she needs to be cinched here. The coat, everything just looks too bulky right there in the middle. And I agree with you that the fabric for the top looks cheap. It looks like some really cheap Halloween fabric that you would buy from the store.
Yeah.
I
love parts of the dress part.
Yeah.
The fluffy like build stuff.
Yeah, the puffiness of the
Yeah.
train.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree with you with the makeup. Like, I get that the New Romantics makeup was like bright colors in different random places and stuff, but this almost looks like she just went and contoured her whole entire face with pink, and it makes her look sunburnt.
Yes.
And there's just something else strange about her makeup, and not in a good strange way. Like, it's almost like her eye makeup is really dark and heavy, and there's not enough lashes or something. I don't know what it is. There's just something I'm not vibing with. And I'm gonna say this is also a bad pussy, unfortunately.
To be honest, I think this New Romantics thing, like I know it's a part of history, but you're giving it to young queens.
I don't think there's no excuse, girl.
Right.
The thing about, I'll give you
I'm
some.
not making an
I'll
excuse for
give
this.
you some insight. When the girls are getting ready for the show, they are given lists, and it would have said New Romantic style runway. Then the girl could have went online and Googled what that meant if they did not know, and taken references and made the runways, which is what they did, but some of them I just didn't like. And for Marmalade to come out here in such a fantastic look that is within that theme, and she's a young queen, there's really no excuse for anybody else.
Yeah, period.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Relisa Slaves, and she is in this like red bell-bottom suit with long wizard sleeves. She has the what do you call it again?
It's like a bow ascot.
Yeah, bow ascot type of thing. She had the hat. Bitch is giving Rihanna down in the mug.
Yeah.
Like always. I'll give you my opinion. I thought the pants were way too short.
Mhm.
I hate a bell bottom that's too short. It looked ill-fitted, especially around the crotch area. The fabric choice also, like to make a suit out of this is really hard.
Yeah.
And it just didn't really hit with me. I loved the hair with it. The hair was just so cool when she was walking on the runway and it was moving and stuff. But all in all, I gave this a hit it and quit it borderline bad pussy.
Really? So I agree with you on the fabric choice, the length of the bell bottoms, and the fit issues. The thing about this, though, is the colors are very striking together.
Mm-hmm.
I really am enjoying the sleeves, the ascot, the pattern of the vest area, and the hair with the hat.
Mm-hmm.
The hair is giving me, if I'm not mistaken, it's that band Duran Duran. Is that the
I don't
band?
know, to be honest.
Somebody, if you're in the comments, you know, who am I thinking of? It was two guys that were singers that, like, it came out later on that they weren't really singing, but they were a band. I think it was Duran Duran. I could be wrong, but it was giving that. Her makeup could have been brighter with the colors, but overall, I thought this was fine.
Yeah.
I even with the mistakes, because I do like the overall aesthetic, I'm gonna say good pussy.
Work. Next up, we have Zahira, and she's in this like white shirt that almost looks like a David Bowie shirt from like Labyrinth. A little panty, some black boots, a green bandana, a crimped bob, crazy makeup. For me, I hated this look.
Oh my God.
Girl, this look, she just is not good on the runway.
Yeah.
Her fashions are not it. Like, she's beautiful in the face. We always say that. Like, you can't take away her beauty, but like, you need to come correct on the runway, especially like, girl, this is Drag Race.
Yep.
You need to figure it out.
Yep.
Hated the hair. Just everything about this look I did not like.
Okay.
So I would say bad pussy.
So I like the look. I like the look. The shirt is kind of cool that it's like she pulled it out and it became really long. I liked the thigh-high boots with this, with the panty. I liked the hair. I liked the makeup. All of this I liked for a show.
Right.
But within the parameters of this being the runway, do I think that gave the style of the New Romantics in a way, certain aspects, but it just was not enough.
Yes.
This would be great for a show. I think it looks good. I think she looks pretty. I like the hair. I like the makeup. I like the look. But it just wasn't enough for the runways of RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's what I mean, girl. Bring
And
it.
yeah, and so it almost looks like she forgot a piece of the costume at home.
And do you know what the green bandana means?
I don't know. If anybody in the comments knows, leave that underneath too, so we know, because I have no idea what that means. But
it just looked lazy.
It looked. I don't think her problem is laziness. I think Zahara's challenge is taste. And that could be because she's a newer entertainer and that can come with time.
Yeah.
It's not always the same. I feel like everybody goes through a journey because
I'm still going through it.
Yeah, well, I especially for my own self, it took a long time with my fashion quote unquote journey. And some people get it right away. I mean, like look at Aquaria, for example. She may be one of those queens that it just takes a little bit of time. But I like the look, but not for the runway of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm gonna say bad pussy.
Yeah, I think it really makes sense what you're saying too, because I remember looking. I have a Pinterest, and I have looks saved all the way back from when I started drag.
Yeah.
And when I look at the fashion of what I used to like, I'm like, oh, I would never wear that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your fashion does evolve. So maybe, like you said, it is from starting fresh or new at drag.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Octavia, and she's in this Prince. It looks like it's a Prince costume.
Yeah, Prince style.
Yeah,
what
Prince.
she said.
But give us your opinion.
Overall, I liked this. I really like the whiteout makeup with the contrast of the contour. It's very 80s. Her eye makeup is like so dark and smoky, but still colorful. I really liked the hair. The hair was giving it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the look. I feel like the bell bottoms are too short. I feel like it's a little simple. I would never wear this, but I like it. Yeah. I'm gonna say hit it and quit it. I wish it was a little bit more elevated and bigger silhouette for the runway. If she would have elaborated on this look and it wouldn't have been short, I would have given this a good pussy because I really think she looks stunning from here to here. And I do like the concept, but it's just too simple. So for me, hit it and quit it.
Same. It's just there's a lot of fit issues here, and it's really just how the costume is made. And I know some people can't really help it. Like they're getting a costume from a designer and they're just like, here you go.
Yeah.
You know, but this is where when it comes into you being a drag queen,
yeah,
or a seamstress, like, girl, grab some fabric off the fabric into the drag race room and cut some shit up and glue it onto the bell bottoms.
And this is why it is so important for you all out there. If you're auditioning for Drag Race, you need to know how to style. You need to know how to construct things, even if it's with hot glue, even if it's with hand stitching. You've got to be able to do that because an example would be like, what if your costume got damaged on the way to Drag Race and you have to make something from scratch? An example would be Vanity on Global All-Stars for the windblown look. Her look got damaged in transit to there, and she had to create something. And although I do think she is talented with creating something on the fly because she has done it before, but the look she created in that moment was not it. And you have to be able to roll with the punches. This is a competition, and things move fast.
Yep.
And this could have been so much more elevated, and that's, you got to know, you have to have taste, you have to be able to be detail oriented, know how to create, and know how to style.
Yep. I want like more chain, like, because the chains are so thin.
Yeah.
Like I want bigger chains or a lot more
bigger
chain.
Everything.
I want bigger buttons, bitch. I want some real royal earrings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this could look really royal grand.
Yeah.
So,
but girl, you were in your mama's hoops, honey.
That part. You got those at Claire. Next, we have Chanel O'Connor. And she's in this, like, it looks like a schoolgirl uniform almost for me. And the skirt is made of ties. She's got this big blown out copper orangey red hair. She's got a scarf thing. I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah.
The hair is awful. I
Okay.
fucking hate the hair.
Wow.
Like,
Dang, she's coming for Miss Chanel today.
girl, this hair looks like she had it in her box. It was like a used wig, and she put it on her head, and she did not brush it.
Shit.
And if she did brush it, it was because it was already matted and teased, and she brushed it out, and then the tease was still like that.
Oh.
Girl,
Oh.
you be making it sound like I'm reading her. That's telling the truth.
I mean, you reading her.
I'm
Yeah.
telling the truth.
What is she doing right now? She acting like she ain't reading the dog crap out of her, and girl, she just smeared her face in it.
Also, I feel like her forehead, sometimes like queens like to wear their lace front so low.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like she has a bigger forehead than that.
Wow, you not only are you calling her
I'm not
drag
saying-
ratchet, you calling her a big forehead, honey. You calling her a six head, honey. You calling her Tyra Banks right here on the pod.
Not Tyra Banks, bitch. No, but you know how some people literally have like their actual hairline, and then some queens will like wear it down here.
Yeah.
I feel like she's doing that in this.
Okay.
I want to see more forehead.
Okay.
I want forehead.
I want forehead. Okay.
I want more head. Also, I feel like the necklaces you could do a little bit more with the necklaces. But I do like the skirt. I think the skirt is really
Oh
cool.
wow, one positive. Okay, good. Good. We're getting somewhere. Okay. So what do you give it?
I gave this a hit it and quit it. I think that
Wow, all that drama to just say, oh yeah, it was fine.
it's not bad. It's just
Yeah. Well, I'll give my opinion. I like this. I like the skirt. I actually like the hair. I feel like it was very 80s, very because
there's a way to do it though.
You're right. There is a way to do it how you do it. Because you as a hairstylist, you do things blown out big, but you're very meticulous and it's very styled.
The thing is
sometimes though, with 80s hair, it's not always, sometimes it's kind of messy.
It can, but there is a way to do it where you still see the curl in the wig.
I
And
like
this
it.
shit is all
I like it.
okay. Well, you can
For
like
for
it.
this particular runway, I like it. Had she wore this for something another challenge, I might not have liked it, but for this specific one, I do like it.
Yeah.
I hate the little hat.
It looks like a feather.
I like the styling. I think she did a pretty good job. I wish the blush she had on was just way more. The thing with this whole entire look is that it just needed more.
Yeah, that's really what
she
it
needed
is.
more she had like this thing that like dangled behind her. It needed to be bigger. There needed to be some sort of like bustle or something. The shoulders needed to be bigger. The ascot needed to be bigger. That because the hair is big.
It's wearing her.
Overall, I like this.
What do you give it?
I'm gonna give this a hit it and quit it.
That's what I gave it.
I know, but I didn't give all these negatives like you did.
Well, I try to find good and bad, and there's a lot of I don't like the hair.
She said there's a lot of bad.
I didn't mean it that way. No, she's very talented. She's a good seamstress. Next up, we have Dita Garbo, and she's in your favorite print. She's in your favorite print.
Houndstooth, sweetie.
She shows her age with that print, bitch.
I love the houndstooth, sweetie.
Give us your opinion.
First of all, this close-up of Dita is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Girl, she is mugged. This queen is a pretty, pretty queen. I am living for everything to do with this. I think that the hair is very like Boy George. I'm loving the pirate-ish hat and pattern and the fact that she crossed white and black patterns in multiple different ways. I am living. I think she looks incredible. This was really, really good and well executed, and she looks gorgeous. I'm going to say great pussy.
I said the same thing, bitch. When she came out, I love the hat. I like how she stoned the hat because, like, sometimes when you stone things like this, it can look cheap.
Yeah.
But, like, it really looked good on the runway.
Yeah.
I liked the hair, too. The mug is fierce. Like, she looks gorgeous. I love how she did all these prints.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. The only thing that doesn't sit well with me, and I can't figure out why, is the tights.
Really?
The tie and the cut of where the knee is.
I like it because if you think of like a pirate, um, that is, or like a dandy or something, that's where the pants usually cut off.
I get what you're
and
saying.
it's like the tights match the gloves.
Yeah, and that's why I do like it.
Yeah.
Is because she did tie it in with the gloves and the hat and stuff.
Yeah.
But for some reason, there's something there that just doesn't feel right to me. But I still love this look absolutely down. Boots. Period.
Yeah.
The house down motherfucking boots.
Yeah, I love it.
It's fierce. I gave it a great pussy.
Yeah.
Next up we have Kiki Snatch.
Mm-hmm.
And she's almost in a Prince inspired look too, it reminds me of.
Girl, this ain't Prince inspired, honey.
Well, it's very, I don't know.
And that is a stretch if I ever saw one, girl.
I'll give you my opinion. I thought this was a bad pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Bad pussy. Just because it's very pedestrian.
Yeah.
Like the pants, you could get this at
Forever 21, honey.
Forever.
Forever.
You could get this at Forever 21, Charlotte Russe,
Primark.
that part. Temu. The bodysuit looks very Temu. It looks very, I got this off of some website that was pre-stoned.
Uh-huh. Amazon, sweetie.
That part. I do like this hair color on her.
Oh, the hair is fierce.
This hair color is sickening on her.
The hair is fierce.
I want to see this more on her.
Yes.
I like her makeup.
I like the makeup. I do wish there was more blush, but I'm still not mad about the makeup.
Yes, I do love her makeup. She looks beautiful in this. But for something there, I don't even like the boots with this. The boots.
No.
Why wear pants when you got boots like that?
From the neck down, it is a boot, bitch. And where is her earring? Girl,
it might have fell off.
Well, it was trying to run from this outfit.
It's definitely.
But I don't remember seeing an earring, but maybe I'm mistaken.
She might have done one earring because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they did that back in the 80s.
Well, this is drag. We need to see your earrings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I gave this a bad pussy just because it looked very pedestrian.
You ain't got to explain yourself. This is a bad pussy.
Yeah. Down boots.
It's borderline lawnmower.
Yeah.
But she looks pretty. So I'm not gonna go all the way there, but this is a bad pussy.
Yeah. Oh my
God. Or did you get a jump scare, bitch?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Girl.
I don't think it's bad.
At first I was like, whoa. But I think it's just because the way that she's posed in the picture, she looks like she's not having a good time.
Well, I think that also might be the Botox. I can say from example. She has Botox bitch face, okay?
So next up with the description, we have Lavoie. And she's in this red hair. She's got some dream catcher earrings. She has this like big ruffle, like white top with a I can't think, what is that print called?
It's
flannel print.
Yes, like flannel, or it's something specific they call it, but I can't remember. But it's like flannel, yeah.
Yeah, like a flannel print, and some black boots. I will say that I like that she lined this fabric.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Details.
Because that's one thing that I can't stand when someone does.
Although I will say it is satin.
Right.
And I hate satin, but satin is great for lining.
Well, give us your opinion.
Bitch, this hair is no joke. I love the hair. The hair is fierce. It looks sickening. The makeup, although I don't know if I would have done the makeup this exact way, it is giving the concept of the New Romantics. Mm-hmm. I love the top. I don't mind the skirt. But the white peeking through the skirt looks kind of diaperish.
Yeah.
I don't love the boots with this, and I really, really wished she was cinched more.
Yeah, I remember when the last episode you're like, she doesn't pad.
Right.
Now I can tell.
Yeah. So overall, though, I do think this is good. So I'm gonna say good pussy.
Yeah, I don't get the boots with this because of the white is so prominent on top.
Yeah.
Also, love the hair. The hair is sickening on her.
Mm-hmm.
Makeup could be done a little different. I think also this fabric of the little dress part, she should have done a bigger circle skirt, almost like a full circle skirt, because she would have had all that fabric while she was walking. It would look more rich. But this is just not giving to me. So for me, I gave this a bad pussy, bitch.
Okay.
Just
All right.
because
I
you know,
told y'all she's the mean one. She is the mean one, the hateful one, honey.
well, you got to worry about working with these bitches.
No, I don't.
So yeah, that was all the looks. And
Okay, now we got to
Now we're
get into the
gonna-
nitty gritty, sweetie.
Yeah.
The nitty gritty.
Yeah.
On the runway, who was your best runway?
My best runway was hmm,
While you're looking for that, I'll say mine. Mine was Marmalade. I mean, hands down to
Oh,
me was detailed, beautiful, was the best for sure.
sorry, I had to think about it. But yes, Marmalade was definitely my favorite. The reason, not only was it on brand, but I can appreciate someone who knows how to sew and make their stuff and like give drag.
Yeah,
And she does that.
yeah. And who was your worst?
My worst was probably Kiki's or Zahira.
So which one?
I would probably say Zahira.
I agree. I said Zahara.
Yeah.
I just think that it looks like there's too many things missing.
Yeah.
And I prefer Kiki's hair and makeup to hers.
Why didn't she do for Zahira? We're talking about.
Yeah.
If she has that green bandana, she should have did some green in her makeup.
I don't know. It was a myth. The whole thing was a myth for this runway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about each group's performance. So Hate actually, aside from everybody's hair poking out, we're talking about their acting. Zahira's was just not good. One, like their makeup for this challenge was non-existent. Like I don't even.
Zahira's acting?
Yeah, I thought it was not good.
Girl, I thought it was funny.
I thought it was bad. I thought it was bad. I thought it was as good as the lipstick she had on, and that was trash, girl.
Funny.
She had no lips on, no makeup on.
I like that she played with the turkey. She got up on the table, whatever. Like I thought it was funny.
The thing is though, the gimmicks like that were planned for her to do. That wasn't her doing it. So like her actual acting, it just wasn't. It didn't land.
How do you know that though?
Because girl, they wouldn't have had a turkey, like a prop turkey
that was made. Who's to say Lil didn't get crazy in there and just be like,
I'm gonna find out. I'll find out and let y'all know. But I think this was planned for the turkey to be put on Zahira's head, because she wears it throughout the rest of the thing.
I will say too, I was looking at Zahira because she was with Lil, and who was the one next to her?
I don't remember.
There was someone next to her while she was acting. And for me, Zahira out of all them stood out to me.
Because she had a turkey on her head.
No, she was funny.
I didn't think so. Kyron as Hugh Grant was really funny. I thought that Kyron did a great job. I feel like Kyron really got the mannerisms, but over the top, obviously drag.
Yeah.
I thought that Kyron and Lavoie had great chemistry in this scene.
Lavoie's face was funny.
It was so funny together. They did such a great job together.
Her in that wig, bitch. So funny.
Yeah. And I would say that Lavoie's was also really funny. I thought they just worked really well together.
Face in general with that wig was a meme.
Yeah.
Like
and then we have Lil as like this like grandma, mother, old lady character.
She almost looked like Ellen.
It just wasn't good.
She looked like
Ellen. I couldn't understand her. It was one note. Yeah, it just was not good. I don't think this was, and I'm a huge fan of Lil's. I just don't think this was a good night for Lil. After Lil, Chanel was like the flight attendant or like the attendant at the airport.
Which I was like, okay, but
yeah. It was fine.
Yeah,
it was mid.
Give me more.
It was mid. Yeah, I think that role could have been really funny.
She had a prop.
Do y'all remember that that video that went around of the hotel attendant that was like clicking in and she's like, really on crack.
Oh,
You remember what I'm
yes.
talking about? She's like really on crack. You could have really went in with this character. I think this would have been a really funny character to just take it over the top, and I don't think she did that. I thought she was safe.
Yeah.
And then Relisa as the little girl was really funny. I
Yeah,
thought
she
she
was.
did a really great job with this little girl
She
character.
really let them know, bitch, I am an actress.
Yeah, she let them know you picked me last and for all the wrong reasons.
But that fucking hair was hanging out in the back.
Oh, girl.
And that hairline.
Girl.
That wig line, bitch. That
But
was
I
like
think that was I think that was probably a wig that they provided for her. But you could have at least still wore a wig
bitch,
cap.
I got
sweetie.
my own lace front.
It was bad.
Because it's literally just pigtails, girl. You could have got a lace front, braided it,
something,
and called it a day.
Something.
I would never let Drag Race.
Something.
If it was supposed to be like that, I'd be like, sorry,
girl.
you not put me out there like that. No, man.
Something. So the next group is 40 funerals and a wedding, and Chara was a priest. I thought
Yes.
Chara did what I say? You keep me saying Chara. Charity.
It's charred tea.
Was a priest, and I thought she did
held
okay.
She held her own.
Funny. It wasn't anything over the top. I think she was like mid.
But she's memorable. You remembered it.
I think I only remembered it because it like
you're like, because I got to do my job.
Well, no, because I had a nun character. I was like, oh, this is kind of like in the same world, but
yours was funny, bitch.
I know.
Not kissing ass either.
Next up, we have Dita, and Dita was like the grieving widow. But girl, where was the grieving?
Girl,
where was the grieving?
The death, and she's like, oh, but what did she say? But what did they say?
I don't remember, but it was like, oh no,
he's dead.
Yeah, it was like, girl, dead. And why was she giving us Chad Michaels?
Oh my god, I said
it. But like, if you were to like, the Chad Michaels is what you order online, and then she is what shows up from Amazon. Yeah.
My thing is give us what would you do in that moment, like if you had to say it like that? Like, how would you act if someone was dead?
I mean, you gotta overact it.
Act it. Show us what you would do. Give us your acting chops.
What? He's dead?
Much better.
Don't you? I mean, like, you don't just go, oh no, oh heavens, he's dead.
So we have a good comparison.
Yeah.
As to what
I mean, you gotta overact it. It's gotta be funny, and that was not funny. After Dita, we have Marmalade, and Marmalade was reenacting this like Titanic-ish scene, but in like a floaty. It was good.
She's an actress.
She was funny.
And she wasn't trying to be funny. It just was like flowy natural.
I feel like she carried her group.
She really did. She was my favorite. On
her back, that skinny little back, she carried her group, and I thought she did a great job.
I like when she like pointed and she hit the guy and like he fell off the boat.
Yeah.
Like, it's just funny. And like, you can tell, I don't know if she has acting experience, but she just looks like she's a pro.
Yeah, it was really good. I think she is one to watch. Yep. And we're just like, this is the 3rd episode. She's one to watch.
And no one's got home.
Girl.
I'm ready.
Girl, I'm ready too, honey. After Marmalade, we have Octavia, and Octavia was the love interest. I thought, don't get me wrong, this was not good. It was not good. It was.
I don't remember their.
It was funny. She was like the Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
But like, she wasn't supposed to be Michael Jackson. But it was chaotic, and it was entertaining because it was chaotic. But it was not good. It was not good. But it was because it was funny, even though for the wrong reasons. I'm gonna say it was like mid.
Yeah.
Safe.
I like Octavia's drag though, and just her persona. But yes, it was chaotic. But I think Octavia is kind of chaotic.
Yeah, I think it did fit with who she is. Like, it was.
But when it comes to an acting challenge, RuPaul always says we don't want to see you in the person. Yeah, we want to see you acting differently to show us your diversity. I mean, the number one rule is always make Ru laugh. Yeah, if it's a comedy something, which this is. And then lastly, we have Kiki, who was like the All-American actress, pro,
What is the actress name that she was like basically portraying, who was
don't
in Pretty
remember.
Woman? Julia Roberts.
Oh yeah,
Um,
but she was very funny.
I
Like,
thought she did pretty good.
especially with the role that was
Yeah,
given.
I thought she did pretty good, especially at the beginning. I got some like great moments at the beginning. It kind of faded towards the end. But I thought it was good at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it did fade into the background in the end, and Marmalade just took all of the attention to me.
Yeah, for sure. Marmalade was my favorite.
Yeah.
Period.
So, let's go over who was your favorite and least favorite overall in the acting part.
So my top of the acting was Marmalade. I thought she was funny.
Okay, my top was also Marmalade.
Oh, work.
Yeah.
And then who was your bottom?
My bottom would have to be
The worst. Who was the worst actor?
oh, it was Dita, hands down.
Dita. Which one's Dita?
Exactly.
Dita.
Oh,
Dita. Oh,
he died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a lot of names. But yes, definitely the worst.
Now, who was your bottom two and who was your winner?
My bottom two for the whole like week
Yes.
would have been Kiki and Zahira.
My bottom two for the whole week was Dita and Zahira. Yeah.
Work.
And then who was your winner overall?
My winner probably would have been Marmalade. Because she was good in the acting, and then her look was good too on the runway.
My winner was also Marmalade because she was good in both as well.
Yeah.
I think my second place was Relisa.
Okay, cute.
Because I liked her look, and I thought she did really good in the challenge too.
Fierce.
But the actual winner was Kyron, which I'm not mad about. I think that Kyron did a great job. I just did not connect to Kyron's runway at all.
Yeah.
But good job. Congratulations. I do think Kyron is one to watch out for as well.
Yeah.
The actual bottom two ends up being Kiki and Dita. I can agree with this enough, although I would have swapped out Kiki for Zahira. They both lip sync to Girls on Film by Duran Duran. And you and I were discussing this earlier.
We got into it.
I don't think this was a good lip sync at all by any means.
It's not definitely something that you go and say, "Oh my God, this was going to be a memorable lip sync in Drag Race history."
But I, as we were watching, you were like, "Oh my God, Kiki like slayed her down." And to me, this is my feelings about lip syncs. It's not all about the moves. Not every song you need to be putting in flips and kicks and splits. And she did do all that.
She did not do
She did do all that. She did do all that.
She did like one split.
She did do all that. And what she didn't do was emote in the face. Girl, I am full of Botox and filler, and I can emote more than she did. Girl, she gave dead fish. She gave Chantel in the bedroom in the face, girl. Nothing. Gave nothing in the face. I still think out of the two, Kiki deserved to stay, but this was not an enjoyable lip sync to me. I just did not like it.
I like how she lip synced. When she said, when the words came, she matched some of the words. And I know there's certain drag queens, like when people, you can tell when a drag queen is new, because girl, when they say baby, they go baby. You know what I mean? Girl. Or when they're pointers and they literally act out every single word. She did not do that. She did certain things like pictures and stuff, but to me, it gave me very 80s.
Yeah, but she did this so many times. Girl, it was like, it was overkill. It was overkill.
It reminded me of a music video. Like when the music videos, you have those certain moves.
Girl, that was a music video that I skipped, honey. Girl, she was left on VH1 when they were doing music videos.
Girl, I liked it. And all of a sudden, I like the move where she went like this and she moved her shirt and she like kind of jumped to the side. Like there was some good elements of that lip sync that I really liked.
No, I think, so I have seen Kiki in person perform, and when she's in her element and her own style of music that she likes to perform, that she's used to performing, she's immaculate and amazing.
But
I
not
just
today.
I just didn't think that the performance went along with the song. I also don't think she emoted at all.
Well, that's your opinion, and my opinion is my opinion, and your opinion is your opinion too.
Now, after this, we find out that Dita goes home, and that means Kiki won the lip sync. At this point in the competition, who do you think is going to win?
I think that it's going to be between Kyran or Marmalade.
I think it's gonna be Marmalade.
Yeah. Well, we'll see because there's a lot more competitions coming.
Yeah,
We're only in
and
the third
Kyron's already
episode.
won two episodes.
Yeah.
And the girl, there's only been 3.
I definitely think it's going to be between them because Kyran is such a unique queen, and you can tell that the fashions that she's bringing, she's like one of them fashion queens that Drag Race gets that the judges just live for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyron's good. I do think she is one to watch out for. I'm just connecting more to Marmalade.
Me too.
And that's the thing, though, about the show. Each person has things that they are drawn to, and each person watching is going to be rooting for different queens because of what they're drawn to. And I'm personally drawn more to Marmalade.
Me too.
Her style, her professionalism, her polish. I also
I like
like
how she got her to got Chanel together too.
yeah,
She's
I also like Kyron. I also like Lil. There's a lot of right now. We're still so early.
We're feeling
I'm
them
still
out.
liking a lot of them. So good luck to everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. I live for this review, and until next time, we'll see you.